I'll read the pledge to the pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Silence. Okay, did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes of the previous meeting? Yes. Any questions, comments, changes to the minutes? Motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Thank you.
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
It's like 3 copies, right?
Are you missing something specifically?
I think it's the actual report that, there it is.
So full disclosure, Nicole printed all this remotely. I tried to throw it together it for you, so it's not arranged how it normally is.
So it's your fault.
That's the problem.
It's my fault.
That's what you're looking for.
Okay. So nobody's really had a chance to see this then, right? Okay. Look at it.
What's that last one?
Good. Motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Make a motion.
A second?
Second?
Second by Ed?
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
Okay. We got vouchers 8383 through 8413 for a total of $147,673.39. And that includes $52,497.50 for the new chief's vehicle and $40,988.72 for the PMs and pump tests and all that stuff on the trucks, so that's why that was so high. Motion to accept? We don't need a motion for that. do we?
Yes, and a roll call.
Make a motion.
Ed,
Second.
second by Randy?
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky, yes, Randy.
Yes.
Communications? We didn't have any? Nothing, okay. Good, like that. Okay. Administration?
So the other thing I have under the administration is, we are going to be drafting a letter and sending out to Station 3 members a reminder of how to enter when responding to a call per the previous approved site plans. When we were building the building, they are supposed to be traveling around the back side of the strip mall that's there instead of going across the parking lot or cutting through the front. Steve's gonna draft it up. We're gonna send it to the chiefs and ask that you forward it because we don't have access to just the Station 3 email group that they have.
I would ask that it's specific coming off of Smoky Hollow Road.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yep, no problem at all.
That's all I have for admin.
Okay, financial, we made the bank change.
We're working on the bank change. Yep, it's not quite in place
Not in
yet.
place yet, okay.
We had the last of the paperwork to sign today. That will get the account set up. Megan's already talked to the current bank about getting funds moved over. We just want to make sure that we leave a balance in M&T to cover any checks written. And yeah, so we want to just leave a balance there to make sure that we cover any checks that we've written before we make the complete switch over.
Thank you.
Yep.
Truck maintenance?
Yeah, very little, thank God. As you noted, I sent out truck 1 for a leak and we wound up catching a break. It was up by the PTO top. It was like an $800 repair, which again, the alternative was really ugly. So that worked out well. We're done with PMs. We're done with all PMs, all New York State inspections, everything with every rolling piece of fire apparatus, including squads. The chief's cars, they're periodic. So, you know, breakdowns and special projects, that's where we're at. So I will be talking about at the workshop, I have an idea that Wayne actually came up with about getting a cap for Squad 1, but taking the tonneau cover off of the new Squad 1 and putting it on the maintenance vehicle. I'm not prepared for that, but that is something I'm gonna be talking about. That's it for truck maintenance.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Building and grounds, Jeff?
One thing before the generator. Station 2, they did the trip edges a couple weeks ago and the overhead doors. Captain Harper said there was issue with the cords, the curly cords. He said they were stretching, get caught, so they came out and looked at them. They did some, they had to put longer cords on it. So I don't know cost-wise, he never talked to me about it, so they started today, they did 3 of them today, so that was an issue they had out there, so.
Station 2, you said?
Station 2, yeah.
What are the cords for?
The trip edges, the safety edges, there's cords on them that reverse when something hits it.
Okay, gotcha.
The cords were too short when they originally did them and they get caught and stretched. So they came out and looked and said they weren't long enough. So they, taking care of that.
Okay.
And the generator, I think, Zach's.
Yeah, I can speak to that. So there was a draft of all the bid documents that was sent out a few weeks ago. I've since received some feedback on that, made a couple revisions. The date that was originally in there for you all to receive all the bid documents back was March 26th, I believe.
Yep.
And that being said, yeah, what's a better date for you all?
Do we, I know there's some questions on the generator, right?
Well, I guess it had to go, he had to write something up.
Right, no, I mean legally wise, but the way, are we,
I didn't see anything in there about the wattage of it. It wasn't clarified at all. Did you see it, Ed?
Three-phase 208, yeah.
That was in there?
Yeah, that's right.
I did not see that.
It's a 60 kW, I believe.
you know this stuff, is this, are we?
I hit it and make sure it's 1800 RPM.
RPM, okay,
Yeah, and the
Four pole
4-volt,
generator.
yeah.
Yeah, that way it's half the speed and not so loud.
okay.
Yeah.
The only thing we don't know, right, we don't know about the wiring from the building
Right. Yes.
to the generator, that's an unknown, right?
Yeah, and it includes language right now, it says new transfer switch if necessary, but if we can be more specific, we can be more specific.
I don't know if you would need a new transfer switch, would you, Ed?
No.
Okay.
I would,
The
or
wires-
possibly rewiring it if you
If
wanted.
we're going to the same size, probably gonna be able to use it.
Yeah.
But you won't know until you get in there,
The problem is the connection of the generator, depending on where it connects.
where it is on the generator.
Yes. That was
Right,
the
that
issue.
could be an issue, but they might be able to reroute that out
They can-
there,
Turn the generator on too, so.
yeah, okay.
So there's a space there to list the brand of the generator, unless you had a specific brand in mind that you wanted. Then I can just put that in there.
Well, that was my question, do we have a brand we have in mind, or are we just open to,
I certainly don't think you should leave it open-ended where we wind up with,
Yeah, because you're not gonna be comparing apples to apples.
I mean, when we want a generator that's locally
If
supported,
you're getting an all 60 kilowatt, I mean, you just get a different brand with a 60 kilowatt.
Yeah.
So
but where,
certain dealers are only dealing certain generators, so that's the thing.
shouldn't we
Yeah.
have service, and it has to do with the manufacturer, right?
Mhm.
So we don't wanna rely on service coming from Pennsylvania, if
Oh,
that's the
no,
nearest,
no.
you know.
Yeah.
So, which I know sometimes when we do fire truck stuff, we say you gotta have a local service rep within a certain mile radius.
well, that's what I was just gonna say, can we put something in here about,
You certainly can.
they must have a service rep within
An hour.
an hour's drive?
But I think you should go with, I mean, you must have a manufacturer in mind, right? I mean, based off of.
Every station they have is all, everyone.
They're all different.
Everyone's
They're all
different.
different.
The newest one that we have is Station 3.
Yeah.
And
What's
what is
that?
Green-
I asked
That's Cummins.
Cummins.
Yeah.
Just
Just
that's the point, I don't think you should.
I mean, I sell generators, so I can't, you know, I can't.
I know the school just put Cummins in, the bus garage is a Cummins.
Mhm.
So,
And that's Penn. So,
Well, and then the
And
local
they'll take care
rep
of
is
comments
5
from
miles from here.
No, they do, well, they do, but they, when they gave me the quote last year for a budget, it was a totally different one, it was a Blue Star. I never heard of it.
yeah.
Should those-
Becca comments? I mean, should we put,
I certainly think we should.
if we put Cummins in there though, does that,
Is that
I'm not sure if you
Is
get
that-
Cummins and natural gas. That's another thing.
Station 3 is?
Is that?
That's natural.
well, I know Cummins got natural gas because we got one of their,
You got one.
One of
You
the
all can
motors.
choose, but I would recommend you put a name there, whichever one you
If
want.
we decide to change all of our stations to Cummins, it probably would be a better thing.
well, it would just be, if
All
Station
one.
3 is
Yes,
that, that
yes,
would
we
be
change it.
standardized.
yeah, we don't need to have 5 different ones.
Right.
And that's what you'll wind up with.
Yeah, that's what we got now.
That's what we have now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if 3's got one, the Cummins, and if we stay with
That's
Cummins,
the newest one.
I would,
That'd be-
I would
And
suggest,
the service rep is 10 minutes up the
Remember who
road.
that is? Is that Penn over there?
Penn does all.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, that's perfect.
Cummins?
Yeah.
Cummins.
You still got
Much as I hate to
the
say so.
radius as far as the service,
Within a 1 hour drive?
This is,
you know,
this,
30 minutes now.
not the generator stuff, but the bid packet, Zach.
Yes.
you have the address where the bid should be mailed to as here, and there is no mail here.
Okay, so make it station 3.
So, yeah, it's gotta be Station 3. And then you've also got, to contact the fire district for the bid packets, but you've got Wayne's email address in there. So make sure you change it to Megan.
You want Megan? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay.
And then whatever dates, yeah, I know. And then whatever dates we're gonna change it to.
Well, so what's your timetable? Are you gonna be tied up for, I mean,
I should be back here for good. So I'm able to, I'll be available the next few weeks.
so if we pushed it out just a month and made it April?
April 9th is the next meeting in April.
Right, and you all don't have to, you all can open it that day, but you don't have to make the decision, right?
Right. We could make the decision at the workshop.
I was just gonna say, what if we made the decision at the workshop and then approved it?
Not that it's, I will not be here for the workshop. Mr. McIntyre will not be here for the workshop.
I won't be here.
And I don't believe Jeff will be here either.
Yeah,
You will?
everybody's
Oh, in April?
heads
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all gone that week,
The
so.
workshop is on the 23rd, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
Of April.
yes, we'll be gone.
yeah, we're all gone.
Okay.
Yeah, stay back.
Most likely, I'm going.
Just giving you a heads up, half the table's gonna be gone.
Is the 9th enough time though? I
We'll give
mean,
them a month.
Oh, that should be more than enough time for somebody to put a bid together.
It's a,
It's a month.
you're giving them a month.
You're being
Are they
generous.
ready to go out? Is it ready to go out?
Yeah, I just need to make these couple changes.
He's just got, yeah, he's got the whole packet on.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, as long as you're I mean, 'cause I know you've been up against it, as long as
Yeah, I can get it.
as long as you're good, we'll do it for the 9th then. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
not
but,
that complicated of a bidding process.
but decision date by when? Because we're not gonna do the workshop, right? So,
So it would have to be the May meeting.
May meeting,
First, yeah.
May meeting, yeah.
Which would be the 14th.
That would give them time to review it and.
Yep.
Jeff
Gives us
can take
time
on
to do
vacation
that
with them and study it.
Yeah, that's just what we're doing.
And the time.
So we want them back by the
They
April
did.
meeting? And
yeah, by April 9th.
award it at the May meeting?
Correct.
So,
We did change the time, the day this one runs, because it's Robert Howell trying to do a meeting, so it's the same day, it's just in the afternoon now.
okay,
We'll change it back once the new one comes in, so.
okay. Thank you.
What is this one here?
This one's a
Generac.
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 I think Station 5 is a Generac, but it's a small one.
Okay, that's a small one.
And it shouldn't be where it is.
All right, purchasing, Wayne?
Yep.
Jeff, I'm sorry, you all set?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll just kind of go back through them a little bit. The first one is the LED lights that were approved at the workshop. When I called to order them and the updated pricing, the 2 Spectra LED lights, the first that they're looking for, jumped up $125 each, so we need to add another $250 to the total on that RTP, so that the new cost is gonna be $10,950 for all 6 lights. The second PO, the flashlight repairs, basically it's the items that aren't covered under warranty, which is basically the battery packs. So if they have to change out any of the battery parts, where the batteries are stored, then they charge us for that. And everything else is covered under warranty. There's I wanna say 26 flashlights altogether. Not all of them need new battery parts, but you know, a good majority of them batteries need. Then RTP, the next RTP is 6, it's supposed to be cold water, not cold weather.
Sorry.
cold water ice suits. And that is $795 each. And then I also picked up some zipper wax to go with it. We don't seem to have any. And then the next RTP is the request for chairs for Station 2. There's 10 of those. And then the next RTP is a windshield cutter for engine 21. And then the last one is the 3 Milwaukee leaf blowers. I don't know where those are going.
One for each
For, I guess one for each station. Those are the RTPs that I have.
Just so you guys know, the leaf blowers will come out of my budget because they're going on apparatus. It's not for the station, so that would come out of loose equipment. Just not that it matters, but just so you know.
So they're going on the trucks?
Yes, sir. One for here, one for 2, and one for 3.
Make a motion to pay purchase order 2295, 2298, 2299, 2300, 2301. What's the other one though? We got two,
Yeah, you did the same.
Probably 2302.
you got two
Oh,
2301s.
2302.
The Milwaukee's are 2302 and 2302. I don't have a total. Becky does 16,955.95.
I'll second it.
16,955.
95.
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
Security and computers. Sure, please.
Have we done any more research?
But I did all the research and I was told to bring it back up at this meeting.
Right, I thought we were gonna go with, I thought-
Because it's gonna take 6 weeks for them to get the copiers.
Right.
So we have to approve it, and the current lease expires beginning of May. So that'll get us roughly 6 weeks, maybe 7 weeks.
there was a little savings doing something different, but we had to we had to pay the shipping and send the old ones back.
Yeah, well, if we had gone to Toshiba instead of staying with Usherwood, we would have had to pay to send all the old copiers back, which would have been roughly between $700 and $900 depending. That would have come out of our pocket. Whereas if we're staying with Usherwood, then they
They
pay
paid to do
to
that.
ship it back.
Okay.
And then they come in and they set up all the new equipment. So working between the two companies, Toshiba is actually higher in per month by like $52. So staying with Usherwood makes sense, you know, and I also have it set up where they're going to do the monthly totals, monitoring, so that Megan doesn't have to do
You
that.
don't have to
every
go to
station.
Lifesaver?
And, well, you should go out there and visit them.
I do, I go once a week.
And they will send us toner cartridges on an as-needed basis when they start getting low. So it actually works out. I mean, it's just more time consuming for us to have to go do the totals and send it in, and so, but if that's what you want, if you're good with staying with Usherwood, I'll call them and have them do
do up the contract, and I will get it to you so that you can sign it.
I'd make a motion, we'd stay with Usherwood, I think it makes best sense.
I mean, the monthly cost did go down. We were paying $302 and it went down to $265. So I mean, it is a savings. So
Their service is good.
Well, they're always good to me. It's just in
Yeah.
time too, because my machine's acting up. So station radio room.
well, the Station 3 radio room one is acting up, but they're running too many copies through that.
You should
that
see me
copier.
when
I mean, that
Mine goes
copier-
down, the scanner goes down, I tried to go over there and scan and that doesn't work. And
No, because they're running probably 5 times more copies out of that copier than any other station.
just to make copies.
Yeah, I don't know what they're copying, I don't know what they're printing, you know, but they're almost as much as the district office copier. So that's it.
I'll send out an email and say I'm available to make copies.
Well, Steve has a motion on the floor, so I'll second it.
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
Okay, we could back up 1 second.
Yep.
I missed one of those dollar amounts. The actual dollar amount is $18,115.95. I know. I missed those gosh darn chairs for Station 2.
I'm trying to figure out the number, again, we had a lengthy discussion on them the last time.
We did.
Okay.
Okay. Safety.
Yeah, no report on that.
Reporting?
No.
Chief's report.
Yeah, I just have a few small things. One, I have one that's an RTP that I didn't bring up, that it's kind of time sensitive. It has to do with our CME program. It's for the EMS 1 Academy. It's for $210. I would ask that you please vote on that for me. Again, it's for the CMEs for our pilot program for 7 personnel. Where's that? Pass that over. That's relatively easy. I'll just, I'm requesting what they call a beluga tool that got missed a bit ago. We don't have to vote on this tonight. You can wait on it and vote on it whenever you want. Beluga tool is a glass cutting tool that will, a universal adapter to any impact type gun. Again, you don't have to vote on it, but there's updated quotes on that.
How much was that on?
$525, I think.
Yes.
And last, 2 other things. Captain Rosique would like to be able to go to the Pinsky conference, as I emailed you guys. It come out of my training budget. It is a requirement to become a deputy and a district chief, so I would ask that you approve that. I don't know if anybody else is going to Pinsky's conference this time,
You were.
so if you could consider that and approve that. And last but not least, and this is probably more of a discussion piece, I brought up last month about the Roscoe Vision Camera Program, and we found out that we called 2 different vendors, and neither of them do leasing of the cameras like we would hope, like Steve's company did. So we would basically buy them and own them, and you own them until they're no good. Easy install. Again, the original cost at that point was $17,161.50. That covered 100% of all of our vehicles, including the chief's vehicles. Becky, I know you told me this was over budget. Do you know what I had budgeted for cameras?
11,000.
11,000. So what I could do is do basically 11,000 worth of vehicles this year and just budget for the remainder of the following year. I would be willing to do that, but this will at least get the cameras in my main pieces of apparatus. So I would ask, again, Doesn't have to be acted upon tonight, but the sooner the better. So that's all I have for you tonight. 5 minutes, Becky, not bad.
She's going to work over here.
Well, I'm just, that when you guys did this, I hate to say it, when you did it at budget time, you guys, whatever your thought process was, and I don't know it, and maybe you guys didn't know at the time, but the 17,000 that you have, I don't believe even includes the $4,000 yearly subscription.
Steve helped me out on that, I wasn't at that meeting. I hope it does the first year.
I think it did the first
I
year.
think it did
Yeah.
the first year.
Those are cool.
Alright, so, no, I just had to go through and total it, so it did, the 17 does include that, okay?
It does include it, right?
Yep. You just had it broken out separately, and I was like, what?
We had 11,000 in the budget, was that including the monthly too?
We just had
We just had
11,000 scheduled.
11,000 scheduled, okay. So we're
That's what,
$6,000
I think that was the
short.
cost that they came to us with in their budget process.
Just like, I'm gonna do some math myself.
And I'm not sure where they got the 11,000 from.
I don't know where that number comes from either, to be frank with you.
Your handy dandy little spreadsheet you gave us is where it came from. I just don't know who put it on the handy dandy spreadsheet. So yeah, so you're roughly 6.
I would like to not do that tonight if possible.
That's no problem, I just want it on the radar, because I
Yep, no,
really.
I know we need to do it sooner than later.
Yep. No problem,
I would just like to look at something.
no problem at all.
Want me to put it on the workshop?
Yeah, that's fine, please, thank you.
I definitely have a plan B if we need to. That's all I have for you guys tonight.
So we definitely need to do the Penske conference, because
The
that's
C conference and the
EMS.
EMS thing, please. The Blue tool can wait if you want to.
That's coming out of your loose equipment
The
budget?
Blue tool would be loose equipment, the Roscoe EMS would come out of training or EMS budget.
Okay, I would just, I would propose we do them all, you know, it's all budgeted stuff, so. I'll make a motion, we approve the Beluga tool, the EMS Academy, and the Penske conference.
Thank you.
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy.
Megan, can you get Rosita signed up, please?
Yeah,
John G.
I was just
Rosita.
talking to Zach, he's gotta fill out the classes he wants
I
to
will do
do.
that, but
Extra for him.
Okay, nominations and resignations. Any other questions for the chief? Move on. Resignations, Baldwinsville none, Lysander none. New members, Baldwinsville none, Lysander none. Updates and changes, none for Beeville, none for Lysander. We're gonna skip old business, we're gonna skip the first item. Station fire alarm upgrades. You got the quotes, station 1, 2, 4, and 5. The equipment upgrades and installation is $11,870. Monitoring is $265 a month for all 4 stations. Anybody got a pleasure on that?
I'd make a motion to go ahead with it, since we should have our own station protected.
I'll second that.
Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy.
Yes.
New business. You know, we don't have a lot of information on it, but that SAFER grant.
I just forwarded it.
I know you
I'm
did.
not prepared to discuss any of that.
it's just something I think we should at least give our attention to,
Yep.
given the state of membership.
I can tell you I'm not coming to you next year for any FEMA grants for anything other than staffing. As you know, you guys approved that we just submitted grants for radios, and it took a shot in the dark on a replacement engine, but I doubt, but the safer grant, but it takes more than this. I wanted you guys to.
Right, and that's the only reason I wanted it on here, is I want everybody to be aware of it, and personnel is a huge problem, we know that, right? So we have to start kind of thinking outside the box, and we just gotta can't wait till the last minute, we gotta start thinking ahead of time. Station usage, a report. Comments from the public?
I don't have anything.
Okay, good on that aspect. I would therefore request that we adjourn the regular meeting. And I'd like to make a motion, we adjourn the regular meeting and go into an executive session for a personnel matter. Chief, we need you in there.
Okay.
Again, we don't need you in there.
And no decision?
No decision's gonna be made.
Okay.
We should probably have Zach.
Yes.
If you're, no,
Yeah.
stay.
I'll second that.
Ed?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Becky? Yes. Randy?
Yes.